Okay, well, I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Rhys Barker, manager of the Wanderers B team. Good to see you,
Good to
Rhys.
see you, Dan.
We're catching up ahead of tonight's training, looking back at the season so far. If you rewind the clock back to the start of the season, Rhys, obviously you took over the rebranded Wanderers B team. Just give us a bit of an insight into your footballing journey before you got involved with Wanderers and how the opportunity came about.
Yeah, so I suppose I started in my football journey when I went to university in Southampton. So I've done a football studies course, funny enough. I still get asked to this day what that means, but that's where I started. And then from there, I've kind of just gone into the coaching route. I stopped playing at a young age due to a knee cartilage operation. I wasn't playing at any particularly great level, but playing in non-league football, and just decided that I couldn't play at the level I wanted to play. So decided to go into coaching, and then just come through the ranks really, starting in grassroots. Worked at Southend United as an academy coach back in 2015, and then just kept growing in terms of doing my badges. Been at a few clubs now, so Cray Wanderers, my last club, Welling United, where I've done the 16s and the 18s. And then last season I took a break because I've become a father for the first time. So, and then from there, I've known Jordan for probably 6 or 7 years now. Got a real great friendship, and this opportunity came up. And obviously knowing Dorking very well through Jordan, it was just an opportunity I couldn't turn down. And looking at the squad that he had last season, we knew there was going to be a bit of transition with players, but just felt what he wants to do with the team and what the club want to do with the side as well was just the right fit basically for me and the right challenge.
Fantastic. No, and scarily, we're nearly halfway through the league season already, are we? Which is mad, really, given we're 2.5 months in.
Yeah.
We have played a few more games than those around us in the league, haven't we? The Southern Combination, Division 1, Step 6. Just give us your take on how the season's gone so far.
Really, really good actually. Really good. Been really positive in terms of performances. I think even if you look at our losses, we've always been close. But since the start of the season, obviously finding your feet with a kind of, I suppose, a new bunch of players gelling together, a lot of young players as well, and it's just been a real good start. And then we kind of hit August when it started to click. At the end of August, started to really click. I had a small period away due to COVID, but in terms of Jamie Barrett, my assistant manager, and Ruben there, they took control of the side during that period, and we kind of hit a real good form in September, where we was unbeaten in September, which was amazing. I came back around probably late September when we played Oakwood away, and you could just see that the squad was really gelling in terms of performance. We won 1-0 that night. I think it was 1-0 away from home. Really poor pitch, terrible conditions, pissing down rain. I remember. It's a real dogged performance, and I think that's the type of performance where you could see the team really coming together. And then, since then, it's just been, in terms of our targets, it's been really good. We're targeting to finish in that top 5. That's the target. We obviously want to try and beat Jordan's top 3 finish last year. And then, we've obviously got targets of bringing academy players through, and that's been the real highlight. Obviously, I think we've had 8 16-year-olds make their senior debut, so we're chuffed with that already at this part of the season. But it's scary to think that we're 3 games away from the halfway point. Obviously, we don't get to play in the FA Vars and stuff like that, whereas other clubs in our league do, so we also played more. But I sometimes like to think that's a positive, that we play more games rather than catching up. So hopefully that will bode well for us.
Yeah, very much so. You mentioned the cup competitions there. The one that we are involved in, the Peter Bentley Challenge Cup, that's been a real highlight so far, our journey in that, hasn't it? Just give us an insight on how that's gone so far.
Yeah, so the first round we played Godalming. I wasn't there. That's when I had COVID, and speaking to Ruben and Jamie, we was really, really good that night. Tough game because they were in form. I think they were unbeaten at that point. And we went there and won 1-0. I think Jack Saunders scored a great free kick.
Yeah.
It was posted on Twitter.
One of the few B team games I've personally managed to catch, and really gritty performance. And it was Jack, fantastic free kick from him. Yeah, really good.
And then obviously the next round was Horsham away, which was a very tricky time when we first saw it, because again another team that were doing really well in the Premier Division, in the league above, and we just started really well in the game. Went 1-0 up through Conan Torpey, and then backs against the wall a little bit near the end of the first half. I remember their number 10 scoring a really good goal, really good finish. But we always felt like we could win the game, and then we went in 2-1 up at half time, and then second half we went down to 10 men, probably with 35 minutes to go, and then obviously that was very challenging. They had a lot of possession, but we just looked so organised. It didn't look like we was ever going to concede. And then Sekou scored late on. Sekou Toure scored late on, and obviously he's now gone on to Fortune. So
Yes.
But that's a part of what we're trying to do. Obviously, we want players to move on, but great night, such a good night in terms of when that third goal went in, we just knew that was it, and it was just about seeing it out, and then just the effort the lads put in, and to get to this point now. We can look forward to a quarter final, which I think is in February now against Loxwood, another away game for us. But the incentive is a semi-final at home. So if we can get through that, we're one game away from the final, and that's incredible from this group of players.
Yeah, no, that really would be fantastic. We're really looking forward to that into next year. It'd be brilliant. In terms of players this season, I guess looking at both sides, really, the more established guys you've got in the team, and also, as you mentioned, that academy pathway, and as you say, a real brilliant thing that we've had so many of those guys come through, several come through so far. Yeah. I guess just talk on both sides, just give us an insight on some of the players who particularly excelled so far. And
I think we've had Ben Aubrey come in, who was originally at East Grinstead. Ben comes with a huge pedigree. Was training with Crawley Town last season under Johnny Evans, and was really highly rated. So we're fortunate to bring that calibre of player in to us. And he's done extremely well. He's obviously trained with the first team regularly now, made a few first team appearances. Jack Saunders as well, he's a player that I've known for a long, long time. When I came in, he's a player that I wanted to bring over. Fortunately for Jordan, he's obviously come on to the academy programme as well. So that's great. And again, Jack's playing his first season of senior football. So that's brilliant in terms of kind of the external players that come in. Another lad, Jude Salmon, who's made a first team appearance, actually scored for the first team against Farnham as well. Great header. So Jude is a player that's frustrated me for many years, put it that way, because he's a player that I've always wanted. But he's always played against me, but he's a fantastic midfielder. He cares so much about his football, and he's obviously seeing the kind of the incentive of being with the first team as well. So it's great that we've had quite a few players come in for the first team already. In terms of academy players, like I say, I could sit here and name all of them, but I'll probably forget. But obviously 8 players in terms of 16-year-olds that made their debut. I suppose I'll mention Hayden Gale, who is a real hot prospect for the future. Obviously, we kind of see him in the mould of Don Plank from last year, so we wanted to put pressure on him now. But he's obviously injured at the moment, so he's one we're really excited about. But like I say, we're excited by everyone, and just want to mention Seb as well, Seb Caballero, who made his debut against Horsham. He's playing against a Step 5 team on his debut as the number 10. He just was unbelievable. He did look out of place. 75 minutes he played, and since then he's been in the squad ever since. So, these academy players, I keep saying it, these young players can do it. They're ready to play. So, really, really excited about all the academy players coming through.
Fantastic. The future looks very bright in that regard. It's brilliant that we've implemented that pathway so early on in the season between the academy and the B team. So just finally, Rhys, looking ahead to Saturday, we've got another away fixture. We've had obviously a run of away games, haven't we, lately? Off to Halisham Town on Saturday. What are we expecting from that one? And I guess just looking into the month of November, what have we got coming up?
Another away game. So this is our third on the bounce, and they all seem to be the long journeys. I was speaking to Jack Owen earlier, and I think he said this was our longest away trip. I thought Shoreham was long enough, but So in terms of Halisham, mixed results. Obviously, they're in the bottom half of the table, but the table don't mean much to us at the moment, for anyone really. But we're expecting a tough game, like any game in this league. Expecting a tough game. I think the one thing that we keep saying to all our players is the teams that we're playing against in this division treat it like they're playing Dorking Wanderers. They don't see it as first team or B team. They treat it as Dorking Wanderers. We want to beat them, and it's going to be their biggest game of the year, of the season, and that's how it works. And some players take a bit of time to get used to that. concept, but I just see it as positive because it makes the challenge better for us. It makes it hard for our players, which they need to get used to. But yeah, in terms of that, it's just another game. We're on the back of 2 losses, but our performances have been really good. We went to Shoreham last Saturday. They're the last unbeaten team in this league, and again, we had, looking at the score, we had an average age of 18 playing against Shoreham at their ground, and we played really well. The first half was excellent, absolutely brilliant. We limited them to nothing, and it was only our mistake that cost us to go 1-0 down. But in the change room, we said at half time, we've been really, really good. Even though we're 1-0 down, we're really, really pleased because we look at performance first. Second half, we conceded a set piece. But, you know, them types of teams just know how to see it out, and that's something we've got to learn a little bit. But we're young, we're inexperienced, and that will come. But yeah, for us, it's about trying to, you know, keep performing. We know that if we keep performing, results will come back. And in terms of November, yeah, we're back home for 1 game, and then I think we're away again for another 2 games. So we seem to keep getting away games, but hopefully in our favour, the year will bring loads of away games. And then we've also got our first game in Surrey